listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings. We're talking baseball. It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
What's up, Mets fans? Are we even centered? We didn't have any time to really prep anything here because Julia honestly walked in about 30 seconds ago, which I love.
I ran in.
She's out of breath.
In.
Her heart rate is probably through the roof.
In my defense, I had to wait for a family of geese to cross the road. So I probably could have made it like a minute or two earlier, but nature.
Well, you're here actually. And you know what? When you walked in, you were ready to go. And I was like, oh shit, I got to use the bathroom really quick. Because I was going live. I went live on Instagram just to kill some time. Right. And then you ran in. And then here we are. So for some reason, we are doing a show at 9 a.m. on a Wednesday. Why are we here? I never even asked you. I didn't ask questions. I was like, what time's the show this week? You're like, earlier the better, 9 a.m. Wednesday. I was like, all right, I guess.
I needed to. Okay, well, so for one, we had been saying last week, okay, we're going to do Tuesdays every week now. And Darren was like, oh, crap, I can't do Tuesday this week. So I was like, okay.
Because I forgot Monday was the holiday.
Right.
No offense to Memorial Day, but you know what I mean? Over the week, last week, I was like, oh, yeah, Tuesdays.
Right. It was a weird week.
Yeah.
The problem is tomorrow I leave for Vegas. So it really the only option was Wednesday, but I have to work today starting at 10:15.
Gotcha.
So,
oh, wow. Power hour.
Literally 10:15, straight through dogs, go home, shower. My boyfriend's future sister-in-law is... She is a flautist, and I know I'm going to get this wrong, and I'm so sorry. I think it's the Cleveland Orchestra.
Flautist?
Yeah. Like,
what does that mean?
She plays the flute. Like, amazing.
I never knew they had a name.
And like makes a lot of money to do it. And they're playing at Carnegie Hall tonight.
Wow.
So we're going there.
Look at that.
So I have an action-packed day. So yes, grab a mimosa, 9 a.m. show. Here we are.
Someone probably is drinking right now. It's
Good
not
for
us.
Them.
But yeah, I actually wrote here Julia versus Vegas. So
oh my God.
If you didn't know, the past couple of weeks, Julia's been putting bets in. She's been learning how to bet, and she's so far 2-0. So we don't have the lineup yet for today. It is a day game at Citi Field. Happy History Day.
Woo-hoo.
And we will put together a bet as Julia's walking dogs, and I'll tweet it out. You should probably tail her. She doesn't like that term, but you should probably follow or copy what her bet is because she is 2-0. And you're pretty conservative with it. You don't go too crazy.
No, I mean, last week there was a lot of moving parts. It was like 5 different things I think that had to go right. But no, I play, I guess, the safe bet. Like, I look at the lineup and I look at who's been hitting well, and I don't try to go too outrageous. It's just like, oh, I have a feeling this person's going
I had
well.
some good ones last night. I hit 2 pretty big ones. Again, I bet small, but like $1 bet or whatever. So I bet $1 on a bunch of shit and then ended up winning $17 on the $1 bet. So it's like, that's great odds.
Right.
So like, I bet the Mets to score in the first and the Phillies not to score in the first. It was all a parlay,
right? And
a bunch of hits, and the Mets -1.5. Like, it was all there and everything hit. So very good for me and very good for my $1 bet, killing it over here. So speaking of killing it, the Mets are 34-17, 10.5 game lead over the Atlanta Braves, which is now the largest lead in all of baseball. They are 12.5 up on the Phillies. And what you pointed out was, if the Mets go 500 for the rest of the season, which we hope that's not going to happen, they still win 90 games.
That's crazy.
Is 90 going to get it done? Maybe, because the NL East is like shit right now.
At the very least,
I want 102, by the way.
At the very least, it gives them a cushion until they get DeGrom and Scherzer back, or whatever the case may be, especially during this long stretch of, what is it, LA? Yeah,
this week,
San Diego,
after
LA.
Today, they go to LA and then San Diego, and then we're going to be in Anaheim next week, and I leave on Friday to head out there.
What's the day of the game?
The 11th.
Ooh, Syndergaard's lined up to pitch the 12th.
Oh yeah, but I mean, we're gonna get to Syndergaard in a little bit. I think Thor, after last night in the Bronx, is officially dead. Like, he can't pull this whole like. I mean, he can. He certainly could do whatever he wants, but like the persona of like, we actually used to have a photo of him over here with his shirt off. I don't know why, but we had a photo of him on the wall with his shirt off. But like the whole shirtless wonder, I'm the man. I'm in fucking Game of Thrones, and I'm like this superhero, whatever.
He just has to prove himself. Like,
it's not that you can be that. You can be that when you like prove it.
Right,
when you can back up your shit talk or whatever. But like the guys in the afternoon show on the Fan yesterday were talking about like the reason why certain guys get more hate than others is because when you put yourself out there
Yes.
and you're expected to be this superstar and you're not, you're going to get people that chirp back at you.
Exactly.
So it's like DeGrom went about his business when they both had that long hair, but people forget this too. Like the whole long hair thing. Do you remember they both had a sponsorship with Axe?
Yes.
So I think when like the Axe ran out and DeGrom's like, well, I don't want this fucking pain in the ass hair anymore. He cut his hair.
I also think like DeGrom is just such the no bullshit kind of guy that he was probably like, I'm tired of people talking about my hair.
Right.
And like he literally chopped it all off and then won 2 Cy Youngs. And I think when you cut off your hair.
Do you remember we had like I don't know if you were doing the show with me at the time or if it was Pete, but the day he cut his hair.
It was definitely not me.
Okay. So the day he cut his hair, there was something going on at Citi Field afterwards. I think the season was over, but a parking lot attendant saw him in the city leave a salon and snapped his photo and got his autograph. And we had like the first photo of DeGrom, I think.
With short hair.
And then like an hour or two later, he was at the ballpark and he took like a selfie in the locker room or something like that. If you remember, I don't know what exactly the scenario was, but
inside source.
That's what it was. So before we jump into history last night, I did mention for a second whole Thor, the end of the Thor, whatever.
Yes.
I feel like when you're critical of players, some fans on the internet take it the wrong way. Like you don't like this person. It's like I could talk shit on Syndergaard. Like somehow he still follows the Stefan account because I think he knows at this point. It's like,
and when he was here, we loved him.
Yeah. And someone wrote last week when I called him out on something when he was clearly lying about like he wasn't talking shit about the Mets no-hitter. Someone replied like, this kind of seems weird because I'm sure when Noah was Met, he did do some stuff like for the 7 line. And he did. Like he would name drop us. He would do his thing. Like not that we asked for name drops, but like he was very supportive and there was mutual love there.
Right.
So I think at this point that him or whoever does his account still follows the 7 line even after we call him out. I think it's a good thing.
No, I do too. And that's the thing. No one's ever going to be happy because when you are so overly supportive of a player, even if they're struggling, whatever, people will call you a shill.
Right.
And if you actually criticize them when they deserve to be criticized, it's
and that's why, and the reason why I bring this up is because last year, the whole Donnie, I was not a Donnie Stevenson fan. Clearly, we all know that was Pete Alonso's doing, or at least like he's the one that ran with it the most.
Right.
But when I started to be like pretty vocal about, hey, I'm cool with LFGM. Clearly, like we have it all over it's in the song. Shout out to Zeps. We have LFGM stuff here on the walls. The middle finger, like the L middle finger. GM didn't make any sense to me, and I wasn't trying to like talk shit on Pete because make your money like if you can,
right?
But just that didn't make sense to me,
right?
So like LFGM doesn't mean like go F yourself to somebody, so like it didn't make sense to me. So people were like, well, why are you talking shit? It's because he's selling t-shirts and you're not. I was like, no, it's not a competition,
it's
but
just
like
an observation.
You could be observant. Like you tell like your friend, like, hey, I don't like your shirt. Like doesn't mean you don't like your friend,
right?
You know?
Exactly.
It's weird.
You should be allowed to be, and that's the problem with the internet today.
Have you ever been critical of anything David Wright's ever done? Has there been, if you could think of, is there, because you love him, obviously.
I'm genuinely trying to think about it.
One thing maybe that you didn't like that David Wright did. You could think on that in a second.
Let me think about it, because I'm sure there is, but let me think about it.
There's got to be at least one thing, right? All right, so last night you were at the ballpark.
I was.
It has happened. That is Gary back 10 years ago tonight at Citi Field. I was there. You were there. I was sitting up in behind home plate up in the upper deck. You were down the left field line.
Yes.
And last night you went also with your dad, same spot.
Same seat.
I have to ask you, because let me pull this up. Okay. Who shot this photo, by the way? And how did they get like the exact, like, was this a stranger?
Stranger.
Usually strangers fuck up.
No,
like
it was a stranger. I told my dad, I was like, give me your phone. We're going to use your camera.
Yeah.
I pulled up the picture on my phone and I gave it to him. I'm like, we were here 10 years ago tonight. We're trying to recreate this picture.
Let me find your tweet.
And he like
here.
Looked at it. He's like, oh, okay. And gave me the phone back. I'm like, no, hold it.
Yeah.
Like line it up and
no
make sure
way.
It's right.
Because usually like it's impossible usually for someone to get this good.
So
this is
I
last
had to
night.
Crop a little to get it the right. We weren't perfectly
but it's
centered.
It's pretty much identical as far as like the angle. They must have been like upper row, however it went. But here's you 10 years ago.
Yep.
And I bet you that's a David Wright jersey.
It is.
And with your dad. And then last night, you didn't get any taller.
No, I didn't. I have not grown since I was like 12.
So you haven't grown at all. Mm-hmm. But I love that your dad's rocking the I'm Keith Hernandez t-shirt. I noticed that right away. Did you get him that?
No, I think my brother might have. But he wears it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's the best shirt ever.
Excellent shirt, unlicensed because it's Keith smoking a cigarette. I don't know who made that, Barstool.
Probably.
So that's a great moment with you and your dad. And you actually wrote here. I'm gonna read it for you. Watching Johan's no-hitter with my dad is my favorite memory of being alive. Thanks for that, Johan. 10 years later, same place, same seats, same partner in crime. So that's really cool that you and your dad have that bond and that connection.
The only thing that's different is the soda sponsorship.
Yeah.
It's now the Coca-Cola portion instead of Pepsi.
Yeah, I don't think much really. Yeah, you're right. I don't think much has changed as far as the photo is concerned. So tell me about last night. Did anything special really happen besides like the first pitch?
So one thing that I loved, which first of all, the first pitch I thought was so cool because they definitely asked like, oh, Johan, you threw out the first pitch to Tolly. And I love that their kids did it instead. One, I'm pretty sure they were all babies or not born when this happened.
Probably not.
But I remember Johan saying when he was trying to make his comeback after he tore his Achilles and everything, he was like, my son just wants me to pitch one more game. I'm doing it because my son wants me to throw one more game. So I am convinced it was Johan's idea to be like, no, let my son do it. Let him throw the first pitch. And I loved how his pitch was a little wild and Tolly's son totally bailed him out. Like that was a good catch. So I love that. But later in the game, they did like I think it's Ford truck trivia challenge.
I hate that. The Ford trivia again, get your money, Mets. But the machine.
Oh yeah, so stupid.
The workout thing.
So stupid.
I don't go to the game to like drink beers and do push-ups. But anyway, go ahead.
No, that's fine. I agree. But they just bring out the truck. It's sitting on the morning track, and some guy was doing trivia questions. It was all about the no-hitter. They're all super easy because they wanted him to win, which he did. And then Johan came out and gave him a side ball, which was so cool. And I like forgot at that point in the game that he was like there. So like even I was like, oh my God, it's Johan. It was really cool. And the guy seemed to like be like, it was someone who really understood how cool this was and appreciated it. It was really pure. Yeah.
So I was home. I was thinking about going, and I just had such a long weekend. I honestly, I was like fading on the couch.
Yeah.
And I knew we had the show early today, so it was like, did you stay the whole game?
I did.
Do you leave early to games?
No.
Do you have a rule with that?
Nuh-uh.
All right. So I was like, if I'm going to go to the game, I don't leave early either, even if they're getting shellacked. But I'm in my advanced age. I was like, I don't know if I could go to the game, get home, past the studio, and then come back and be here by 9. I got here at like 7:45 to get ready. So anyway, had my my sleepy time Bigelow tea last night, and I passed out hard at the end of the game. But so I wasn't sure if we got maybe like more access to the night being home,
probably.
Not being at
I'm
the
sure
game.
they interviewed him.
They did a lot of stuff. Like he was on with Gelbs. They showed all the press conference stuff beforehand. Buck actually asked Johan. Buck saw it was Buck's press conference, but Johan was in the back.
Yeah.
And they brought him a mic, and like Buck was interviewing Johan.
Yeah,
it was cool.
That.
There's a lot going on yesterday, and I get it. Like some people are still. I mean, we have to point this out. Still want to point out that if there was replay, the Mets still wouldn't have had.
That's not true.
A no hitter.
They would have had the no hitter.
How?
Because
is that not reviewable?
It's not reviewable. If it was in front of the umpire, it's not a reviewable play.
Okay.
If it was behind him, it would have been. So it is still a no hitter.
All right. So F all you guys
that
want to say it's not. But, I mean, whatever. That's like a stupid argument, but it's like I think it's people who purposely want to hate on the Mets will bring that up.
If you go back and look at all of the no hitters in history, I'm sure there are plenty of human error umpires blew calls.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? There's the blown perfect game.
Galarraga, was that his name?
And then the next, like the umpire was crying.
Yeah, Jim
afterwards.
Joyce.
He's like, I can't believe I fucked this up for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of press conferences, this came to my attention this morning from my buddy Ed Coppinger. I missed this because I passed out hard after the sleepy time.
Yeah. This is so
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it on the way over.
If you happen to miss this afterwards, here is a clip of Buck Showalter in his post-game presser.
Yeah, probably won't be getting one of those, though. Laura?
Oh, what the fuck? Hold on.
I'm pretty sure.
All right, here we go.
I knew it was. Has anybody ever hit one in that apple hole? Yeah. And it's never up, right?
It's happened a couple times.
Really? Yeah, they've got my son showed me you can get one of those. It looks like a Halloween thing. You can get it and put it in your front yard. You know, those blow up things where you hit a button and probably won't be getting one of those, though.
I don't know if you guys can hear that so great because it was quiet on my end, but Buck basically asked first, has anyone ever hit a home run into the apple? and a few people have.
Travis
Travis
Darno
Darno hit it, and they put the Band-Aid on the next day.
That was awesome.
Only for it didn't. They didn't leave the Band-Aid on for the game. They had it on for like batting practice or whatever.
Yeah.
But the reason he brought that up is because last night the fan sitting in section 140 with his baby in his arm. Did you see the replay?
They showed it on the Jumbotron like really quickly, so I didn't get to see it like multiple times.
So initially, I mean, SMI put the clip up afterwards. And anyway, so the reason why I brought that up is because of the Marte home run, which the fan caught with the baby, and then mentioned that someone makes an apple that inflates for Halloween. So I think I wasn't planning on it, but I might after this because traffic won't be that bad. I think I'm going to hit the Mets up and be like, I'm dropping off a home run apple inflatable.
Go to the game while you're there.
I got some shit to do today. So I have to drop one off because I've thought about this. Maybe I did already send one to one of the guys in the clubhouse. I don't know, but I think that it would be great if they brought it with them on the road.
Yeah.
And I mean, it folds up and it goes into a box. And if they do win a game on the road,
inflate it in the
clubhouse after the game.
Yeah.
Which should be a lot of work for someone. Well, they have people who work for them.
Plug it in. No,
yeah.
Is it that complicated?
No. I think like to deflate it and put it back in the box or whatever. Maybe that's a pain in the butt. But
that's why
they pay people.
Clubhouse attendants get paid the big bucks.
Exactly. So I think I'm gonna have to drop one off today if it's not too much work because I know that the place is pretty hectic when they're trying to like load up to get the hell out of town.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll say no, but either way,
just do it.
I have to be there next week for something else anyway. I got invited to be on something.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, that's stupid. I should just say it now because it doesn't make any sense.
Fancy.
Hopefully it happens because it's not 100% confirmed. But the Jay Horowitz podcast wants me to be on the podcast.
Oh, that's awesome!
Which is pretty cool because I feel like it's always like alumni and players.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So I thought it was gonna be virtual, but it's gonna be filmed at the stadium.
Wow, that's sick.
So I saw the last one he did was with Howie, I think, and they did it at the ballpark. So I guess maybe I could bring it next week if I don't bring it today.
That's awesome.
But a little cross promo there. People are in the comments are very impressed by your knowledge. They said for you to know the umpire's name that quickly is very impressive.
Oh, well, he fucked up big time. He was well known at the time.
You know, it's funny. You remember people who fuck up more than people who do good, you know?
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jim Joyce.
What was I saying though?
Apple.
Home run apple, going to the game, whatever.
Baby catch.
Baby catch. So the clip that was put up initially made it seem that there's like 1.5 million views on this SNY clip, right?
Wow.
And it makes it look like because it's in slow-mo and this and that. What's going on here? Here we go.
Wow.
Okay, so this clip here.
He's fine. All good.
Let's play it again here.
So you're holding your baby. Oh, and you catch that?
Incredible, right?
That's wild.
So either way, it's a very incredible feat, no matter what, right? So as this is floating around, this has 1.5 million views. I share it and I say like, all right, well, what seed is this? Like who in the 7-line army would have caught this or tried to drop it or whatever?
Right.
And then someone replied, yeah, but it was on a bounce. And I was like, this isn't on a bounce. It doesn't look like it's on a bounce, right?
I don't know.
It is on a bounce. We'll get to that amazing tattoo in a second. So this is the actual clip.
And he smacks one to center field. Back goes Robles, going back, looking up, and it's out of here.
Oh, it is on
So
a
it
bounce.
does bounce. Still impressive.
Oh, still ridiculous. Honestly, the bounce might make it even more impressive because when
it's not moving 100 miles an hour when it's on
the speed, yes, but the bounce, you don't know where or how it's going to bounce.
Right.
Play the bounce with the baby in your hand is really
100% impressive. I mean, I've held many babies. I have a baby. She's not a baby anymore, but I still do carry her sometimes. Either way, very impressive. But the 1.5 million view clip that SMY put up, it's not like false advertising. They did put the clip up, but it's in slow-mo. You only see it on the bounce in the air. And you think this guy caught a 410-foot fucking bomb with the baby in his hand.
Which also...
It was like a 10-foot bomb because it was 10 feet from him after the bounce, you know?
I guess he would. I guess it's just instinct. If you're that close to a home run ball to reach for it. But I wonder if it was going that fast with the baby in hand, would he have reached out? Who knows?
I don't know, but you know,
it was a great catch.
People were writing like, of course, again, the internet called Child Protective Services. The kid the guy's holding his baby over the railing, this and that. Like the guy was he was also jacked. The guy was in total control.
I'm not commenting. That's so stupid. That's so dumb.
Yeah, the ball did bounce, but whatever. Okay, so down to AAA, Dom Smith. We talked about this after they DFA'd Robinson Cano, and Steve Cohen said to the boys, like, make whatever the best baseball decision is here. So while we all love Dom, we all love want Dom to succeed. I like him as a man. I think,
I love Dom Smith.
I just want him to succeed in all things he does in life.
Yes.
But when he's hitting horribly, hasn't hit a home run in like over a year, whatever it is, and or close to a year. I think it was like last July.
Yeah.
There was a time to make a move, and they did. So while it could be, maybe it's not going to be shocking anymore when the Mets make decisions. It's actually for the team.
I know. It's really one of those things. It's they are playing the hot hand, and if it's not you and there's not a space for you on the roster, you're going down. And it's true, and it sucks. Again, I love Dom. I want him to do well, but like when you're a first baseman / DH predominantly, which is a power position, and you haven't hit a home run since last July, and you're not really hitting the ball at all, it sucks. I wish I could make an excuse, but like they did the right thing. Nick Plummer, by the way, because I was sitting in left field. Oh my God, he is like a fan favorite instantly. You should have heard everyone cheering for him when he came out. Every single play, every time he was close to the ball.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And that's DJ Razor. Shout out to DJ Razor. He, I guess, was the one that
he picked the song, right?
Picked up like his first at bat. He's like, I'm going to play Mario Brothers, and it kind of just caught on.
Yeah.
And like Howie the other night, not Howie, Gary the other night said something about like it's fitting that in a place like Flushing, a plumber gets it done, something like that. You know, Gary's pretty quick with stuff like that. I mean, plumbers, when you have to make a decision, like Jankowski's out, I think he broke his finger, broke
hand or
something in his hand. He should be back in like 6 weeks, which is quite a long time. But Jankowski's out, Dom's down, Plummer's here, and we'll see what happens. But like someone was writing yesterday, like, oh, they're going to just try to build up Dom's trade value. Like Dom's not really worth anything right now. Who's going to trade us anything for Dom Smith?
Especially when I was in AAA, I could see, okay, if you're seeing if maybe he can figure out quickly in AAA, bring him back before the trade deadline and have him like, reestablish his value. But it's already June. So that's not a lot of time, but I don't know.
So we haven't asked this yet because we kind of just started jumping right into it here, but let us know where you're watching from. Oh, yeah. I saw someone here said in one of our reviews recently that they wore our Party Patrol windbreaker to the Eiffel Tower, which is pretty cool. So I want to see photos of that.
Cool.
So,
oh, by the way, the guy who won the trivia thing that got the ball from Johan was wearing the Party Time shorts.
Look at that.
I noticed that.
Look at that. Yeah. And you were rocking the Party Time dress last weekend, right?
Yes.
Or last show.
The last game I went to, I was wearing it.
I got Amelia an extra small. It's gigantic. It wears like down to her ankles, but she loves
hem it a little bit.
Yeah, probably. So we got Lexington, Kentucky in the house. We have Wheatland, California. I don't know if that's near Anaheim. The Netherlands, maybe because it's a 9 a.m. show, the Netherlands fans can watch the show now. Shout out to the Netherlands, Boynton Beach, Florida, Northern Virginia. A bunch of people checking in. Fort Drum, thank you for your service. Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Darren, are you a large jacket? That is not where I'm from. Depends on the jacket, but normally I do wear a large in most things. So anyway, so we are going to get to your bet in a little bit. My pool is still being a gigantic asshole. So
I was literally laughing about that as we were starting.
The water is clear.
I just wanted to be known that on this little rundown, we have an all caps down wrote, the pool is still an asshole.
So the pool, I didn't get to it. I was gone for the weekend. So we left on Friday. I got home Sunday night. I worked on the pool again Monday morning, which was Memorial Day. And I thought for sure there's no pool places open today, right?
Right.
There was. So I went to the pool place. I'm trying to like clear the water up. The water is clear, but the filter still doesn't freaking work. So we're on the schedule to have the pool company come over. Yesterday we got the email, right? We're coming today, your service appointment, whatever. They stop their service appointments at 6.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, I'll go to work. I haven't been there in a few days. Let me catch up and shoot home. Finish the rest of my work from home. They never showed up.
No.
So what the fuck? I've been waiting like weeks
for
this pool to finally get fixed. It is June 1st.
It's time.
I'm on the schedule and you don't show up. So the good part about this 9 a.m. show is that if they do show up, fuck, I got to go drop off that home and apple. I got to go to.
Is Kelly home?
She is, but like I want to.
You have like questions.
I want to like get because Kelly doesn't really operate the filter much. Right. I want to like get in this guy's ear, be like, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
The pool. Again, I don't want to get like the chemicals right. And then the filter doesn't work. And then I have to buy all the chemicals again. So it's like, just fix this fucking filter.
Fact checker, someone help Darren.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so frustrating. And the second.
Evan? I feel like Evan would know maybe some of these things.
The second it's done, I am done with the pool.
Yeah.
Like, go swim in it. Enjoy. I am not touching the pool ever again.
Yeah. I got you.
I know this is backtracking here, but because it is History Day and I feel like I have to share this every year or at least mention it. This was my video taken from the upper deck behind home plate on June 1st, 2012.
That like makes me want to cry.
It was awesome.
Oh my God. One, you look like a baby.
Well, I was 31.
Crazy. Two, it was so funny. We were last night when it was like 2 strikes, bottom, top of the ninth, whatever, and they're winning like 10-0. And like it's exciting. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even believe how different this moment was 10 years ago. I felt like I was gonna puke in that moment. And
I had to go to the bathroom so bad in like the 6th inning, and I held it, and it kind of went away. And just then, if I did have to pee, I would have jumping around like a maniac like that. I'm surprised I didn't pee my pants.
You know,
you did pee your pants. we talked about this last year, then I guess, right?
Literally exactly what happened to me because I did pee my pants.
All right, we don't have to get into that, but during the pregame show, and I was like, the good part about the show is that clearly you look around. This is like a Mets themed studio. We're both wearing Mets stuff.
Right.
We do talk about Mets topics, but it is just as much about like Julia getting a bird shit on her or dog walking or going to Vegas as it is Johan's no-hitter.
A lot of unfortunate things happen.
Not really. It's funny. it is what it is. So I did want to also highlight this. I did skim over it for a second if you're watching the live show and you could see the screen here. Kevin, did you see this tattoo that Kevin happened to get?
I saw as you were scrolling past, but no.
Where the fuck did it go?
I think you retweeted it.
Oh, I did retweet it. Hold on. Let me retweet this. No, wait. I tweeted it. That was the issue. Okay. So let me scroll back here.
There we go.
Kevin, who actually, what the fuck did I hit it. I stopped.
Live show,
guys.
Technical difficulties.
Where is it? Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen really quick.
Perfect.
So shout out to Kevin. He is watching live. In the comments, I saw him say good morning. He's out in Cali, which is like very early in California.
So
right now.
early. God bless.
So he blasted this T7L logo onto the back of his arm yesterday. We are going to see him next week in Anaheim.
Sick.
Very sick. I guess he had some space to fill. It's just like, screw it. Let me throw that in there. So shout out to Kev. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So I have the T7L on the back of my right leg. Not that exact logo, but if you've ever seen a t-shirt printing squeegee, it's like a piece of wood with a rubber bottom on it, and the squeegee has a T7L on it.
That's cool.
That's what started the whole thing, printing the t-shirt. So shout out to Kev. We'll see you next week out there in Anaheim. Speaking of Anaheim, let me talk to you guys about the pregame party. I think I talked about it last week, but the post wasn't up on the site yet. So if you want to have the full rundown, go to the7line.com, click on the blog area, and then there's a button or, a little title that says pregame with the 7-Line Army in Anaheim. It has all the rundown, all the rundown. That's wrong, right? It has all the details of what we're doing that day. The place is called Bruheim. They are just up the road from the ballpark. And what I like about that is there will be some kind of walk to the ballpark. We had a great one in Arizona, even though it was freezing. Even though it was freaking hot out. San Diego, a bunch of places, Milwaukee. And this one, if you look at this map here, is, what does it say?
Oh, that's a walk.
Yeah, but it's like 0.6. Plus, you don't have to go to this entrance here. If you can see my pointer here, I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. But you don't have to go to that entrance on like the left field side, so it could be even closer because like here is the parking lot.
Right.
So whatever, it's probably like a 5 to 10 minute walk, whatever it is. And if it's longer, who cares? We'll have fun.
No, that's what it's like. Good that it's a walk.
Yeah. So they're doing a special for our crew, $1 off beers and seltzers. Their craft cocktails and barrel aged beer are not included. It is called Bruheim. They are on 1931 East Right Circle. With a W. Anaheim, California, 92806. They know we're coming.
I also feel like there's a very good chance he'll be at those games.
I wonder if, do you think he would do 2 games? Like he was out
he
in
was
San Francisco,
but I'm pretty sure he lives in LA. So I'm sure maybe the Dodgers game.
Okay. Well, place is not gigantic, just so you guys know, which isn't a bad thing. I was talking about this last week with our pre-game spot in Colorado being huge.
Right.
It almost didn't feel like as vibrant as it normally is. I mean, the outside, it was great.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Shout out to Jackson's. Thanks for having us. But like the outdoor patio is cool. But if you weren't on the patio, it almost did seem a little like very chill.
Right.
And I don't know if it's because of the altitude or the THC or whatever people were partaking in out there, since it is legal, CBD, whatever it is. But when the place is a little bit smaller, like the spot in San Diego that we pre-gamed in, that McFadden's was smaller and it was wall to wall and so exciting, and like people singing along, they were playing piano, man. Like it was fun. So this place being a little bit smaller, I think we're gonna have that same vibe. So come on out. Bruheim should be a fun time. Kevin has a tip here because he actually works there. So Kevin, who got the T7L tattoo, is an usher normally.
Kevin is the MVP of this trip.
He goes on a lot of outings. He's the one who every time the Mets win a road game that he's at, he gets the flag for me. And he folds it up and has a whole room in his house, and he labels what outing it's from. Which is probably something I should have been doing. But I'm glad that like Kevin turned his house into like the museum of the 7-Line Army.
That's awesome.
So Kevin has a tip here. We should all go through the main gates of the stadium, marching in. They have the massive hat in front. Oh, we know it'd be cool too if on our way we stop at like the Big A. I don't know if that's near the hat, but that could be cool. So, awesome. Sale tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, right? So today is Wednesday. Yes. Tomorrow we have some stuff going on tomorrow that you're not going to want to miss. Let me get over here again to the website. Our schedule is filling up pretty quick. Our group outings so far for this season is 4-2. We are overall 70 and 57. I updated a little schedule here to show like the wins and losses of the year. The next ticket sale goes up. This one's already up right now, June 18th. That's the day before Father's Day, coming up in a couple weeks. But on deck tomorrow, 10 a.m., Mets.com/the7line Army. Mets versus Astros, which doesn't happen very often at Citi Field. It is a day game. So it should be a fun time. Knock out of work, call in sick, whatever you got to do, go on down. We're going to be hanging out there at Citi Field.
That's a Tuesday, right?
That is, I don't know. It's a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but it's a day game. I think it's a Wednesday because that's why they're doing the day game. They got to get out of town.
Perfect. I was going to say, because if it's a Tuesday, we can't do the show that day.
Oh, yeah, shit.
But if it's a Wednesday, we're good.
I think it's a Wednesday. So June 29th, get tickets tomorrow. And then the one that everyone has been waiting for and asking for well, this one's next week as well, but we'll get to that in a second. The next home game to go up will be the July 9th game, which is the Retire 17 game for Keith Hernandez. $82 a ticket. They go up on the 9th at 10 a.m. on our website, Mets.com. Oh, did I screw this up? Oh, I'm sorry. It goes up on the Mets site. The home ones are on the Mets site. Mets.com/the7line Army. $82 to get in. It includes the ticket to the game. Obviously, the ceremony is a part of the day. And then the jersey. I noticed on TickPick today that the cheapest you can get in to the ballpark on this day on TickPick is $70.
Which TickPick is usually like the cheapest you're going to find if there's no taxes or fees.
And that's probably like the upper deck, the last seat. So to get one on the field level in center field for $82 is a great deal. But what you're going to want to set an alarm for besides that is next week on the 7th, which is a week from today at 10 a.m., actually a week from yesterday at 10 a.m., the Philly outing goes up. It is a doubleheader now. And if you didn't notice or didn't hear about it, we decided to pick game one because I think a 12-hour day in Philly, if we pick game two, it's a long day. If you want to do that, do you. But for us, as far as like our organizational skills are concerned, it makes the most sense for us to do game one. So
is there a bus?
There will be a bus.
Okay.
I don't have the...
It leaves after game one.
It leaves after game one.
Got it.
So if you want to go and get a ride back to Citi Field, we usually park in Citi Field. We leave you either from the MT lot or the Marina lot, and it'll be a round trip. I will not be on the bus for that one because I'm racing the next day in Jersey. So I'm planning it where someone, I hope, is going to bring my bike to New Jersey for me. I'll go to Philly for the game, leave the game, go back in Jersey and get my shit and probably get like a hotel or something like that.
Got it.
So that's my plan for that game. I will not be staying for game two. So
that's
the deal for that. So make sure you set alarms. All the information's on our website, the7line.com, and get it in. So Tylor McGill is throwing. Jacob deGrom is hopefully not too far behind. This poses the question in your brain when we were talking about the rundown of the day. With the Mets playing as well as they are, no disrespect to Williams or Cookie Carrasco or, all the other guys that are pulling the weight right now.
Right.
And, with the two big guys out, Jake DeGrom and Max Scherzer, is pitching really more important than hitting? What do you think? Is that a question or is that like a statement for you?
I know that it's been said over and over again that, pitching is how you win ball games, good pitching. And the Mets tried to build their team around that for like the last decade of like core good pitching. And I don't know if I disagree with it, but last year a lot of Mets were hurt. You had a lot of random people filling in. The pitching was holding it down, but the Mets couldn't hit. And they were not anywhere near as good as they are now, and that's not to say the pitching for the Mets, let's be clear, hasn't been terrible. It just hasn't been as good as you thought it was going to be, thinking you have DeGrom and Scherzer. But it literally does not matter, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx what's going on right now, but it does not matter how much the Mets are down by or if they're losing. Like, every game is going to be a game.
What's what Marte said. Sometimes
they're never out of it.
Did you hear what he said? He sometimes we prefer to be down.
Yeah.
So we can just fight back.
It's crazy.
It's even cool.
Even that game against the Giants where that poor, what was his name? Zapucky or something, or I don't know. The rookie, it was his first start and he gave up 9 runs and 2 innings.
I had a very irrational tweet that day too, and I got called out on it, but go ahead.
I felt so bad for him, but either way, I was not convinced that they couldn't come back and win that game. I did not see that game as a wash until it was the 8th inning. I'm like, okay, now this will get kind of hard. But it's still there's no games they're oh, they're out of it. Every single game they have the chance to come back.
That's why on Monday night when the Mets were losing 3-0, I put money down for the Mets to win, because I was like, that's when you get better odds.
Yeah.
It's all right, now you get paid more.
Right.
Don't pick them to win before the game. Wait till they're losing.
Right.
And then they won, so we got a little scratch. So what's up, Lizzie? Live studio, 9 a.m. What's up? So I lost my train of thought there for a second with the baby. So it's hard to believe that we are now 9 seasons into having the kiosk at Citi Field. And every time we put posts up like this or tweets or talk about it, it's still a pinch me kind of thing.
9 seasons?
The first season was 2014.
Holy shit.
Right before the season started is when I signed the licensing deal. And we knew that if the deal was signed, that we would be able to get the kiosk.
Right.
So 2014 opening day was the first season. So this is the 9th.
Crazy.
It's the 8th year, but 9th season. If you didn't see this Max Scherzer t-shirt that we are releasing on the website on Friday. Let me switch angles here for a second. This one right here, we teamed up with Gummy Arts. If you don't follow Gummy Arts, he does all hand-drawn baseball cards. So he'll take either a baseball player or a Clint Eastwood or some random character and turn them into a baseball card. I don't know if you get a great view of that right there, but the Gummy Arts t-shirt, yes, Max Scherzer is hurt, is coming out on Friday on our website. But if you happen to be going to the game today, it is at the kiosk. So the shop is right behind section 140 on the field level next to whatever that's called, Big Apple Brews or whatever it is near Shake Shack. You can't miss it. It's big and blue and orange. And also in stock is the Keith Hernandez t-shirts, the property of the Mets stuff, and the Send the Beer guy. A bunch of stuff's in stock right now at the ballpark. So if you're headed there today and you want to pick something up and you don't want to wait for shipping, you can go do that. Otherwise, set an alarm for Friday at 10 a.m. on our site, and we will hook you guys up. So if you go to the site, there is an on-deck circle, and you can see all the stuff that's coming soon for Friday. So for the first time ever, we are releasing the Mets apple as an embroidered patch. Ooh. We're restocking the Mets apple wood sign that you see behind us here. A bunch of other stuffs too. So go over to the7line.com, get your browse on, set an alarm for Friday at 10 a.m. And we're quick. They call us the 7 Line Prime. Lizzie, Megan, I don't really have anything to do as far as the shipping anymore, because I do all the other stuff. So I'm I'm going to do all this stuff, and then you guys do that, and
they kill it.
And I'm leaving. So that's usually the story with that. So when we get the tweets Darren, you're so fast at shipping, I'm I'm not shipping anything anymore. I shipped out of my house and my basement in Jamaica and New Hyde Park in here, and the whole pandemic by myself and the back. Not try to put anyone else down, but that's how we worked it.
Right.
And I'm done with shipping unless I have to. Unless I absolutely have to, I'm done with shipping. So definitely hit us up on Friday, and we will get that out to you. So the All-Star game. Is it too early to start saying who's an all-star, because it is June 1st? I don't know when this. Let me backtrack. I fucking hate the voting system.
Yeah,
it's going to start soon.
I know.
If it's not by today, it will be very soon.
It hasn't started. I feel like it usually starts by now.
Yeah, every team jamming it down your throat. Sign up, 10 votes a day. This and that. We all know it's for them to build their database. They want your email address. We all know that's what it's for. Get your money, MLB. I'm not. You know what I mean? This. When I talk shit about the Mets and the Ford fucking push-up challenge. Good, get paid.
Right.
But the voting process for that All-Star game is atrocious. I hate it.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think the All-Star game has any value if you win it anymore, right? It's
It
obviously
used to
not
be a home field advantage.
but now it's just for fun kind of thing.
Who knows?
I don't know. But
we should know that, right?
I don't know. Fact checkers, let us know.
Yeah.
But if it did hold any weight, I think 100% the players should be voting who's there, who deserves.
I
to be
believe
there.
that as well. I think your peers are always going to be your best critics,
Right.
and when it comes to like anything, I would prefer to have like my friends give me some kind of award,
right?
Than like
strangers.
Yeah, or like the online voting process for like anything, like
right.
vote for me to win this, and they have all their friends, click
Yep.
this, click that. It's like, yeah, it's cool, but like, I don't know, whatever. So the All-Star game, I put up the question yesterday, like, hey, who do we think is an All-Star? And obviously you get like people replying like Nick Plummer
Right.
and all that. But I'm surprised that some people think it's questionable that like Pete Alonso would be an All-Star. I'm like, this dude is fucking crushing it. He could be the MVP of the league.
Yeah,
And you're saying you're not sure if Pete Alonso is an All-Star?
What do we mean?
I don't know. I think they were saying like Lindor. So far, if we had to pick three, I think they were saying Lindor for other people that aren't these weird people. Diaz, Lindor, Alonso.
What about McNeil?
McNeil. I know
Nimmo.
you can make a case for anybody.
If Nimmo stays healthy,
You can make a case for anybody.
they
but
could have like 5.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's something to think about over the next week or so before we start getting bombarded with like, hey, vote.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you probably do. Each year I pick one player and get their All-Star game jersey.
Yes.
So last year,
was it just Pete?
No, last year I got Taiwan Walker.
Oh, right. I forgot about Taiwan
So
Walker.
we'll see what this year is going to bring. But I got the Walker one. I wasn't a big fan of the actual jersey itself, but I feel like just to keep the tradition going, I had to get it. It was like that white pullover with like the weird flowers on it.
Yeah.
Which was, I guess, it was okay. So
also, wait, was Pete an All-Star? Or he was just in the home
All-Star
Derby.
home run derby.
Okay, he wasn't.
So, which I thought was cool too, because granted, he back-to-back winner.
Right.
He made more on that night than he does like in the entire season.
I know.
So his first year was really cool that he donated to Tunnels for Towers. Pete always seems to do the right thing. That's why, again, when you're critical of someone, doesn't mean you don't like them.
Right. Also, I have been thinking about it. I don't think David Wright ever gave me a reason to be critical. And I don't say that to be like a shill.
I'm glad you're still thinking of it.
But like honestly, just because of like you think about like his post-game interviews compared to most, he always played it very safe. He always said the right thing. Some, if some were criticizing him, I know people have called him a little more boring and like wish he would be more, not just giving the response people want to hear, but what they actually feel. I don't really care because it kept him out of trouble. So I don't know. I guess
speaking of boring, I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, the majority of the people here, when you read the comments, they are saying Alonso, Diaz, but whatever. I don't want to call his person out, but they were like Alonso on the reserves. Like, I don't think Pete could ever be a reservist. Like, he's crushing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of boring, remember we were talking about, certain figures or athletes or whoever, when they're like coming out with something, a book or whatever, they join Twitter.
Yes.
You know who joined Twitter yesterday?
No.
Derek Jeter.
Ugh.
So after, being kind of like, I don't think I've ever wanted to know anything about Derek Jeter in my life.
No.
The only thing that was really public about him was like
the gift basket,
his
saga.
gift baskets and his girlfriends and whatever.
Right.
Good for him. As long as everything was kosher there on that front. But so Derek Jeter signed up for Twitter, which you kind of could like connect the dots here because his mini series is coming out with ESPN. So it all kind of makes sense why, because like he waited all day to finally tweet about less than 2 months away from the captain premiere. So like he built up his following, 288,000 followers in a day, which you'd expect from Derek Jeter, the other non-captain David Wright in New York. And so I guess he's got this coming out. But I mean, honestly, I bet you anything after this is done,
he'll never tweet again.
There's no more tweeting.
Yeah.
After this is out, they get their eyeballs. They're certainly not going to do the same numbers as like the MJ, because that came out during the pandemic.
Oh yeah. That was the only thing everyone was watching.
Well, and Tiger King.
Yes. Well, sports fans.
Yeah.
Tiger
King and the MJ doc. So once this is done, you're not going to hear or see Derek Jeter on the internet.
I also just like, and again, like if I was a Yankees fan, I'm sure I would feel differently. I understand how important he is.
There's got to be Yankee fans that are like honest with themselves, though. They could be like, yeah, Jeter's boring as fuck.
Right.
Like he was a good player, great player, whatever,
right.
all Hall of Famer. He had that signature, his signature jump throw, like shit like that. Yeah, but they could also be like, yeah, as a person, like you could say about Dave Wright, like pretty boring.
Right. Well,
Yeah. What? I mean, look, you have stacks of his books here. We did you ever get one of these?
The book?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like 3.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I paid for it, but
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
no, it's fine.
I
No,
didn't. No, I was just saying. I'm sorry to the people watching. I
Oh,
never skipped
I was
back to
thinking.
our beautiful
But
faces.
I was annoyed because I had ordered a signed copy and the bookstore that had them like sold more than they had. And so I never got to have a signed copy. So I will have to one day get that signed in person.
Speaking of the book, Tacoma
Yes.
wrote it
Mhm.
with Wright, and I was looking for it today because normally maybe he fell asleep, but last night after the game, he usually does like his game recap
Yes.
and does like that little tweet. And he does the projection of, on pace to win X amount of games.
Right.
He didn't do that last night.
Huh.
And I hope everything's okay with him because normally he does. He
Oh,
tweeted.
Maybe he was at the game. Maybe he was off.
I mean, come on.
I know.
This is like his thing.
I'm not
So,
sure.
because when I went to Barstool on opening day, I predicted 102 for no reason.
I think I saw they're on pace. I could be wrong. I think
gotten more than that.
108. I think it's
There you go.
108.
So I'm still, conservative, 102. So speaking of a little break, not by Tacoma having a break by any means. I mean, you could have the night off if you need one. But did you notice that your boy Andy Martino was off of Twitter for a month?
Yeah, I did.
What
notice
happened?
That. I'm not sure. I really don't know.
The internet is speculating that he was suspended for something. So
I don't know. I mean,
to take a month off, I mean, granted, if
Listen,
he was sick,
I was going to say, you don't know what's going on in his personal life. He could have whatever.
I don't know, but
I'm
for a
not
month
sure.
off, and SNY even made a point to like, if it was something different, and granted, I don't think he was suspended because if he was, we probably would have heard about it, and they
Right.
wouldn't have tweeted the way they did last night.
Right.
So when he was finally back, and he did like his first live hit from the ballpark, they tweeted, on Baseball Night in New York, Martino makes his return and joins Salicata. So it's like,
Right.
and I just wrote like, where was he? Like, so if he's making his return, where was he?
I'm
But
not
I guess it's really
sure.
not our business
Yeah,
per
I
se.
hope everything's okay.
I just know that he's your boy, so I thought
love
maybe you had the
him.
inside information.
I love him. I wish him well, and I hope everything is okay. Andy Martino is a good person. He knows how to get under people's skin, and you know what? It makes him good enough at his job that he's still relevant.
I hate this thing.
I know every show gets
Postpone. I don't want this alert during the show. All right. So something else I want to bring up because this was pretty cool and it really got no traction yesterday. Oh, I take that back. It got 300 likes. So let me pull this in here. So this man named Jim Rockaway, he put up a bunch of photos and he wrote, "Imagine Citi Field with better pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure where you could bike or walk to see the Mets safely and enjoyably with your family, where the bus stop was convenient, where the subway station was world class. That's what we did today. Now we have to make it a reality." So I guess I clicked on Jim's profile here. He says he's a community activist fighting for safer streets, which is great. But I don't know what the name of like his foundation is. So I replied like, "Hey, what's the plan?" Because I would have loved to find more out about this.
Right.
So you could certainly see here that he was at Citi Field. Maybe he has some sort of plan in place to make it accessible and safer around the ballpark.
That's awesome.
I don't know what the plan is. I mean, I guess maybe it's not ready yet, but as you
Right.
can see here, that's a map of the ballpark. And I brought this up a few times. I don't know if maybe it was privately or publicly with you, but like the other ballparks we've been to, like DC, for instance, I know they have a bike check.
Yeah.
And I brought this up. I've definitely tweeted about this and people are like, well, who the hell is bike riding? I've done it,
Yeah.
but like who the hell is bike riding to Citi Field? You could ride your bike to the game in DC and then there's a whole area outside the ballpark before you get in
Mhm.
where they watch your bike for free.
Yeah.
Like one person works there, you bring it in, you put it on you don't have to, you can lock it up, I guess, but you don't need
Right.
to. You put it on a rack and you go to the game.
Yeah.
Sick.
Awesome.
Especially with like gas prices, what they are, and
Ridiculous.
traveling in general.
Mhm.
If you want to get in and out quickly to the game, I don't know what they would do to make it safer. They'd probably have to like widen Roosevelt Avenue a little bit
And I
to
was
cross
gonna
over.
say, especially once they finally redo that whole area.
There is. Did you see it?
No.
Keep going. What you're saying?
Well, I was just gonna say, once that whole area becomes like civilized again, and there's actual, I think they want to make like a whole neighborhood, like a school and businesses and whatnot. And then, yeah, you could totally ride your bike to the game if you live in there or through there. It's that side of the stadium. I feel like it's maybe not like the Grand Central side, but that side of the stadium for sure. If
Yeah.
they had things in
I used to bring my bike into McFadden's and bring it into the office and leave it there and get liquored up and drive home.
No, we didn't.
No, I did. But I mean, it's a bicycle. I'm not like talking about car. How far back was this? I'm going to scroll back. I'm pretty sure it was mesmerized, put up a photo. Maybe it was Friday night. Damn, they tweet a lot. I don't follow the account, but I'm scrolling back now because I did see someone share it. I'm pretty sure it was Friday. This is going to take me a bit, so I'm sorry. I'm just rambling
that's okay.
here.
We're talking about there we go.
Look at this. So looks like construction is definitely taking place outside Citi Field. This would be directly across from McKellar, Ebbs, whatever.
Okay.
Ebbs Brewery. It is certainly paved, and over here, I don't know if I can make this larger. I think that's as big as I can make it right now. Over here, if you could see where my pointer is showing.
Yep.
This is definitely like pilings. Like this is like some type of wall structure being put in, construction outside Citi Field. We don't know what it could be yet, but it's happening. Stuff is actually happening now. So exciting stuff. If anyone has any information on that, please let us know. Fact checkers,
please
let us know. But yeah, so if there's a way to like safely get to the ballpark and not, again, Mets, make your money and not pay $30 for parking or,
sure.
the
and
train
you have,
and try
colleges nearby. You got St. John's nearby, Queens College nearby. Like to have, when I went to St. John's, I was just taking like what's the train? The Q46, I think is the one.
I have no idea.
Kew Gardens,
that's a bus.
get on the train. Yes, the bus to take it to the train and whatever. But yeah, they definitely, especially once that place is more developed, 100% they should have bike, like what you said in DC, a place to keep a bike.
Bike check.
Awesome.
All right, so we are going to get out of here in a couple minutes. Julia's got a stacked day before she goes to Vegas.
Oh crap, yeah, I do.
In a little bit, when the lineup comes out, Julia is going to send me her picks. I'm going to put in her bet, and hopefully you guys tail it because she is 2-0. I have to keep track. I think that you're up again, we only do $2 here and there. I'm pretty sure you have like $14 to play with now.
Let's go.
So do you want to continue doing, we call it like your unit? Do you want your unit to be like $2.50, $2? You want to keep it what it is and let it build up? Because if you start, this is how you start losing money. All right, I started with 2. No, I have, what did I say? 17, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Do you want to up your bet to 5? Because then if you lose, you only have 10, or keep it at 2, roll the hot hand.
I'll go one more week, keeping it what it is. When I get to 20, then maybe
maybe we'll up to $2.50,
we'll
$3. So pay attention for that. We'll put it out on the 7 Lines account. We'll tag Julia and Orange and Blue thing and get it out there before the game starts. So to get involved in the free stuff, I'm almost positive that we are caught up. I'm pretty sure that we're caught up every week. I'm like, I'll catch up. I'm pretty sure we're caught up. If we're not, and you're expecting something from us and we didn't send it out to you yet, or I didn't ask you for your address, definitely reach out to us because I'm pretty sure I'm caught up. But this week we are giving away gift cards again, just like we did last week. And the way to get involved in that is to simply, oh my God, I pressed the wrong button. Don't put in the books.
Not yet.
Post it on your wall.
Post on your wall. Hit the little retweet button if you're watching on Twitter. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the share button. You're automatically put in the running to win. Each week we scroll through randomly and pick 2 people, 1 on each platform, Twitter and Facebook, to win. If you're listening afterwards as a podcast, you're on YouTube right now. Later on, go to one of those platforms, share the show, and you're in the running for next week. So this week we are giving away gift cards, and the winner on Twitter is at BionicBabeDW. I read her bio. She has like a hip replacement or something.
Awesome.
So I guess that's a great
cool
name. Bionic Babe DW. Maybe that's probably her initials, but also David, right? And on Facebook, Richie Simmons. And I promise I will be in contact with you guys to get free gift cards to be put on the 7 Lines website. So anything we sell on there, you can get for a little bit cheaper. It won't be free because the gift card's not for like $100, but whatever. You can take some money off and get what you want. So Memorial Day was a few days ago, and I do want to bring this up because I posted something on my Twitter account, and some people were like, the far majority of the people were like, hey, we appreciate the sentiment. Some moms, actually, some military moms reached out privately and were like, we wish more businesses did this. I don't know if you saw it. So we did not run Memorial Day sale. We will not be running a Memorial Day sale going forward.
Yes,
I think a lot of people confuse what Memorial Day is. Yes, it's the official, unofficial start of summer, but that's not what Memorial Day really is.
Right.
So I feel like, I don't know why I have this revelation now. Someone's like, well, what was the difference in years past? I'm like, well, maybe my opinion changed on something.
Yeah.
Things happen. You grow up and,
right. And also, the more we spend on social media, the more different opinions and life views and perspectives we get on things. And sometimes it opens
I changed
your
my
eyes.
mind.
Yeah.
So on Monday, we were getting a lot of emails like, hey, what's the promo code? What's the discount? Is there any free shipping? Let's not. And I was like, we're not doing anything this year. And I wrote back, what I wrote. And then I put something out publicly just so people could be like, stop emailing.
Right.
I feel like Memorial Day is, for a lot of people, they get confused of what it is. You're supposed to be keeping the memory of those who died in service, fighting for our country, whether it was in the war or after a war or in some kind of situation, but they passed away, and that's what Memorial Day is all about.
Right.
So I feel like as a business to like jam down people's throat, buy, spend, and then you use like the American flag emoji.
Very
and
strange.
Very weird to me. So I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. And we won't be going forward. So that's the reason why there was no sale. So you get the few people replying like, oh, what a hero you are. Like, the assholes that like want to reply to like try to make you feel bad for anything you write on the internet.
Yeah.
So for those people, go take a walk. For everyone else that appreciated or understood what I was trying to get across, thank you for that. So share the show and get involved for the gift cards. Julia's going to Vegas tomorrow. Hopefully she makes it back alive for Tuesday. Not alive, but in one shape or, not buckling over in pain from all the fun she has this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see.
Next Tuesday, I think we're going to do. Can you do early shows? Is this good for you? I like an early show.
Usually,
get it out of the way.
No, most days.
Right.
Most days I work in the morning until like 11:30. The reason I didn't today was because I knew I was going to the game last night. And I was gonna want to sleep in, so I had somebody else do the morning walks today. Then I was like, well, screw it. Now we have to do this anyway. So it's fine. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I promise we'll get to some kind of schedule soon. I like that people pop in no matter what time that we do the show.
Yeah,
so
keep you on your toes.
So that's that. If you're going to the game today, hopefully the Mets sweep. I have to update my graphic for the little. Maybe I'll use the green screen. I'll film something new because that's like years old.
Maybe I'm trying to think. Maybe I should go like with my bets. Something like, wasn't it Johan's no hitter that was like 8 hits, 8 strikeouts?
Everything was 8s.
I'm gonna go something with 8s.
He had 134 pitches, which went 3 and 4. No. Well, I don't think you bet pitch count, but like,
also, one of the
Cookie's
questions
pitching today.
They asked a question last night about like whiff rate, and it was like, what was Johan's, like, how many whiffs did he have in the no hitter? And it was like 16, 17, 18, 19. And I'm like, it has to be 18, and it was, which is crazy. Like even that had an 8 in it. Yeah. Wild.
Everything added to 8.
Yep.
So that's the story.
I'll go off that.
If you're going to the game today, have fun. It's not as hot as yesterday.
Thank God.
Which is cool. I may or may not be dropping off a Herman Apple inflatable. I will know within the next few minutes when I contact the Mets to say, hey, is that cool? And besides that, we'll see you next week. Before we leave, you're hiking in Vegas?
Yes, it is Katie's bachelorette party. She wants to go hiking one
Katie's
day.
Getting married? When is that? July 16th?
At least you remembered it on your
Is
own
it the date?
time. It is July 16th. Good job, Darren.
Oh, by the way, this is the... We need that, so we'll use that GIF for later.
That's awesome. But yeah, she wants to go hiking one day, which I appreciate. It's for the most time like daytime activities, pool parties instead of like going out at night, which is great because I like being in bed.
I've been to Vegas. If I was ever going to hike, I would do the first day.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing.
Get it out of the way. If you're going to do any kind of activity, like physical activity, do it on the first day.
We're doing the first day. The other girls that are going, they're like, oh, I'm going to pack some other like athletic clothes. I'll probably try to go to the gym. I'm like, listen, go with God. I appreciate it. I've been to Vegas before. I know Vegas, Julia, she's not making it to the gym. So I will hike one day and that's it. That's all I'm giving you.
The shade.
Yeah.
All right. So enjoy your Vegas trip.
Thank
sure I will talk to you before next Tuesday.
Yes.
Again, guys, if you're shopping on the site, tomorrow is tickets, Mets.com/the7LANarmy. Friday, we got the Gummy Arts Max Scherzer shirt, restocking Send the Beer Guy, restocking the Keith Hernandez shirts. Get ready for July 9th. Bunch of stuff going on. Check our site, restocking some things, dropping some new things. And the Mets, pretty good.
They're good.
Pretty good.
Love that.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
I think.
Put it in the box!
Oh my God.
That's it? That's all we get?
I don't know. It's glitching here. All right, that's it. Put in the books. See you guys next week.